And welcome in on this Monday after Thanksgiving. Hopefully you had a great holiday season. I'm Jeff Morrow with the WAFB First Alert Weather Team, giving you an update on your forecast on this Monday after Thanksgiving. Back to work, back to school, and hopefully you packed the rain gear for the kiddos at that morning bus stop. They may not need it, obviously, for the morning, but they're going to need it probably for the afternoon dismissal. Notice this wave of rain that we have coming in from the west, and this is all tied to an area of low pressure that's starting to develop here out in the Gulf. That's going to bypass us towards the south, but it's going to bring this sort of shield of rain right over top of southeast Louisiana as we go deeper into today. So the rest of the morning, if you've got some afternoon errands to run, just have that umbrella handy. You can see how we're staying dry here so far for today through the morning hours. Into lunchtime, probably still dry, but shortly thereafter, rain expected to start to make its way in. Now, we're not talking about a lot of heavy rainfall in the forecast. We'll see some pockets of heavy rain here or there, but bottom line, what we're expecting is more of a persistent light to moderate rainfall through a good chunk of the afternoon into the evening hours. Things will start to settle down, though, as we head towards daybreak for tomorrow. So let's kind of show you that here on our modeling data. This is the graph model futurecast. You can see all that rain off towards the west, the cloud cover hanging in place. That's going to keep temperatures pretty cool for today. Expect us to stay in the 50s this afternoon. So the rain's starting to make their way in, becoming more widespread just in time for the evening commute. So watch out for some wet, slick streets if you do have that evening commute home for tonight. You can see the rains continue to become more widespread, but still fairly light to moderate in nature. Notice how we're not seeing a lot of yellows or red shades of color, so we're not expecting thunderstorm action. Any of that's going to stay off towards our east or out in the Gulf closer to the area of low pressure. So this rain shield continues to advance through. Now, the graph model indicates dry weather into the pre-dawn hours on Tuesday. Other model solutions suggest we will still see some lingering showers in the forecast, but I do think most of the rain will be out of here by the time we get towards daybreak on Tuesday. So some residual wet, slick streets for the morning commute on Tuesday, but maybe not needing the rain gear as you head out the door, because as you can see, by the time we get towards the afternoon, maybe starting to see even a little bit of some clearing. So obviously the big question mark is how much rainfall are we anticipating here on this Monday? You can see here the graph model suggesting we could get kind of broken up here in terms of the heavy rain potential, staying in southwestern Louisiana and then over across southern Mississippi. Well, here we see less than 1/4 of an inch of rainfall widespread across our viewing area. The HRRR model not quite as light in terms of the rain amounts. You can see it is suggesting a few of these pockets of 1-inch rainfall totals kind of sweeping through the area, with more of us receiving closer to 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall across our area. So still some uncertainty as to how much rainfall. So if we kind of split the difference, it's going to range around 1/2 of an inch of rainfall. So that's probably what to anticipate, with a couple of localized spots of 1-inch rainfall. So that in itself is very manageable. We're not expecting any flood concerns. And as mentioned, severe weather, thunderstorm action going to stay offshore or off towards our east. So we're not anticipating any severe threat for today either. Just run-of-the-mill rain, and we could certainly use some of that rain. Now we're going to have more rain in our forecast as we get later this week. Another round comes Thursday, another round comes Friday that lingers into early Saturday. So through this entire stretch, we could see upwards of 2 to 3, maybe even a few pockets of 4 inches of rain. So we're in this pattern, it looks like. We're going to be dealing with lots of cloud cover, some cooler than normal temperatures, but also elevated rain chances in our forecast. So that's something we're going to be watching for in the coming days for sure.
Southern Air of Baton Rouge says no, 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 no interest, no money down, no payments for 12 months on HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services. Scan the QR code on your screen to learn more.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.